Hello, hello. Me and my lion's mane. I am a Leo, but my out of control hair is here with you. Nice to see you. Hi, Myra. Oh, thank you for the message. I love it. Nice to see you. Or I don't know if you're here with me live. You did leave me a message. So thank you. So good to see you. How is everybody? Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. Now, I am not an astrologer, but I'm an energist, right? So I can feel all of the astro weather. I can't necessarily articulate to you all the meanings and such, but I can tell you that I can feel it. I know it's eclipse season. I think the back end of the book end is coming up full moon, which I think is the third. So that's the end of that's the second part of the eclipse. So it's been a thing. It's been a lot, right? We've got Mercury retrograde, not a bad thing. Please stop making Mercury retrograde the villain. It's really, to me, it's the best time to take a vacation. Yes, your flights are going to get delayed. Yes, your hotel reservations are going to get screwed up. It's all okay. You're going to miss cabs. It's all good, because what Mercury wants you to do is just slow down and review and relax. So I am not afraid to take a vacation, for example, during Mercury retrograde, because I truly get the opportunity to slow down and relax. So it's about review. We just had Chinese New Year, so we're acclimating to that. There's just a lot that's going on, but it's not bad. Can we stop judging things as bad just because they're different and it might at first trigger us? I get it. I totally get it. And a lot of the times, the trigger that we have sets us off, right? So triggers energetically start with the heart, goes to the brain, and then to the nervous system. And then we're in panic mode, right? So that's why we want to be more heart-centered and really work on building the energy of the heart, because it is the largest electromagnetic field. Because if the heart is the incoming conduit of nervous system fry out, process, we really want to make sure that our heart is working really good physically and emotionally, which is energy in motion, and of course, spiritually, right? Connection to God, the divine, the universe, our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones. So what we're feeling right now is okay. There's a lot that's being revealed as well. Eclipse season takes the hidden and brings it front and center stage. Spotlight, bing! So we're learning a lot personally and then collectively as well. So what you're feeling is legit. If you're feeling confused, if you're feeling uncertain, it's okay. Let's not judge it as bad. Let's experience it and move it through the body. Okay. So today, we're going to be doing some live readings if anybody comes in. I have been wondering about, here's where I'm torn, because Friday mornings at 9:00 a.m. Pacific work really well for me, but it doesn't seem to be working well for any of you. I have not been getting many people who are requesting readings, and it could be the time. I have a lot of international people. So in the States, it's 9 a.m., East Coast, 12 p.m., which is about lunchtime. So it works for the States, but not necessarily for international. And Fridays just may not be a good day. So what I would love from you guys, Because if I am able to rearrange my schedule or move things around or just not book clients or not work on this or do that or whatnot, I'd like to know if you can do me a favor and comment below, or you can DM me on Instagram. Let me know what day of the week and what time would be good for you, because obviously I want to serve you. I want to be here to serve you, but I can't if nobody is here, right? I do have Myra, who did write in the chat. She probably had to go to work, so she just drove by quickie and was just like, "Hey, Terrie, hope you're well." And I'm like, "Hi, Myra. I am. Thank you. But I'm here to serve you." And so if there's nobody to serve, it's going to be a little bit difficult to serve. Now, I will do a collective reading. So we'll go ahead and do a collective reading, but I offer this as a separate opportunity to booking one-on-one sessions with me. Now, you may just want a one-on-one session with me, which you totally can do. You can go to the schedule section of my site, terriehuberman.com. All of the information is down below in the description area. But sometimes people don't want to do a detailed or a more detailed private one-on-one. They just want a quickie, let's go ahead, let's do this, which is what I'm giving you an opportunity to do right here, right now on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific so far. I might change that date and time, but you can just give a donation and I can answer your questions, or at least give you some guidance to point you into that right direction, especially with so much confusion and uncertainty that is happening. So, and this is probably the best way that I can serve you, because if we're going to work together more long term, then we're not going to be doing this live on YouTube, correct? Correct. So with that in mind, do me a favor. I would love to be able to serve you. So let me know what day of the week and what time is better for you. And if there's like a very common ground, like time frame and day frame, I will do my best to rearrange my schedule and do that for you guys. Okay. So I want to, by the way, I don't know if you can see this, I'm wearing my Ghostbusters shirt. I want to be able to serve you. So I guess we'll see if I can in this capacity. If not, there's other capacities. Okay. There are other capacities. It's not the end of the world. I just wanted to do whatever I could on my end to make it as easy as possible. So how about we do a collective reading since nobody is popping in? All right, let us pull some cards here. I'm going to start with the Oracle of E deck. So what is going on for the collective? What message does the collective energy need to know? Oh, I'm starting to get information. We'll see if the cards actually validate it. But the first bit of information I'm getting is that there's some heartache and heartbreak out there because of feeling like the fantasy is no longer there. The idea and the fantasy has been disrupted. Not what I thought it was. Brokenheartedness. Okay. All right, let's see. Brand spanking new. Yeah. Okay. Brand spanking new. What I'm getting from this and the sense of like brokenheartedness that the fantasy is no longer alive and going is that we as a collective energy are being geared, moved, guided into spiritual discernment. And we have to have a new brand spanking new outlook for spiritual discernment. So I kind of attribute that to what's happening, for example, with maybe the Epstein files and Deepak Chopra and maybe some other spiritual gurus. It's interesting this is coming up. I recently watched an Instagram thing about from a rabbi, and he was talking about, and this is okay, so this makes sense. So this is what's happening collectively. We are human. I mean, you cannot deny that, right? You're wearing an earth suit. It's not like we're Venusians, right? Like if we were on the planet Venus, we would be wearing Venusian suits, but we are human. So when the collective energy is being let down, it's us being human. So there's nothing that we're doing wrong or bad, because it's tendencies for humans to put other humans on pedestals. And when those pedestals get knocked down, whatever human put another human on that pedestal gets upset, because they had a fantasy or an idea or an assumption of how the person that they put on the pedestal would be, behave, act, whatever. They have this idea of how this person should be, could be, and would be. And so that's where a lot of the heartache is coming in, because I think what's happening, well, I know what's happening, but this is why we're being called to be in spiritual discernment, is that there are a lot of spiritual teachers and gurus out there that are being revealed that maybe they weren't in alignment with their teachings. So in other words, they would teach things, but maybe not follow them, right? So it's like the what is that saying? Rules for thee, but not for me, right? And that will happen with everybody and anybody. You cannot tell me that there are times where you assigned something for someone else, but you didn't do it yourself. I know I've done it. I hope that I don't do it again. And I hope that I can have the consciousness and the awareness of when I'm doing it, because again, it's part of the human blueprint. And I think a lot of people forget that we are human, both the person putting the person on the pedestal and the person who's on the pedestal. Human, which means we have faults, right? So good people can do bad things, and bad people can do good things. We live in polarity. So I think what's happening is that we're being called to look into what is our own individual. Where are we making other people gods? Where are we putting other people on pedestals that we forget who we are, that we don't consider our own experiences as a teacher? Are we looking outside of ourselves as the way we need to be going, right? And so with all these spiritual teachers and these gurus falling off the pedestal, those of us who put them on the pedestal are experiencing heartache and heartbreak. So the spiritual discernment lesson that we need to be learning is to have the faith and the trust, not only in ourselves, but God or the universe, not another human, right? Because humans are fallible. I mean, that is just the blueprint. So there's a lot of people who are angry and they're like, ah, right? And that's okay. They need to work out the anger, not a problem. But we all have to understand our role in the decline of the spiritual teacher or the spiritual guru. Now, that may seem like gaslighting. Okay, if you want to receive it that way, you can receive it that way. Absolutely. But I'm saying that there's always two to create a relationship. It's never one. And if you are having a relationship with a spiritual teacher, even me, I tell everybody that I work with, like, I am not the end all be all. I do not have the final word. I do not have the final say. It's between you and God. That's really what this is all about. But we're being called to have a brand spanking new perspective and way of being, which is us. We have the power. We have the enlightenment from our own experiences. So we are also teachers, right? but not to give our power away to another human. So that's why we're being called. We're actually being called to build relationships with God. Now, if you, however you want to define God, I see God as God, right? I see the angels and our ancestors and our loved ones in the spirit world as employees of God, right? So I see it as a hierarchy, okay? You don't have to believe that. Dan lately just said, "Hey, Terrie, hope you're well. I definitely need to get better with listening to my own intuition. I've got a bit lost in the noise and keep going back and forth on my next steps." That's okay. That's part of soul growth and evolution. And it's the law of advancement, Dan. You're humaning just perfect. So, what is the law of advancement? You got to go forward. You got to go backwards to go forwards. Right? Even when you move backwards, you're not going to the beginning because you have a lot of wisdom, which is knowledge and experience from where you started out. So you're never starting completely and totally over. You just have a new platform to jump off of. So it's okay if you got caught up in the noise. I get caught up in the noise all the time. All the time. Why? Because I'm a human being. Again, blueprint of a human being. Good human beings do bad things. Bad human beings do good things. It's polarity, duality. That's what we live in, right? But if you can start through this heartbreak, this is the energy, the collective energy. If you can start from the heartbreak and the heartache of giving your power away, taking it back, and then now using all of your wisdom as teachers, connecting with God and the divine as your person. Hey, Sunflower, good to see you. Then what happens is that you can start with your own spiritual discernment. So the message for this week for the collective energy is it's time to have a brand new spanking new way of discerning, and not, you can take the teachings of a spiritual teacher, but don't put that spiritual teacher on a pedestal like they're a god, because when they get knocked down, and they will, it's the blueprint of a human being. Why? Good people do bad things, bad people do good things. Law of cycles, right? Comebacks, people who come back, right? It's a cycle, you guys. Cynthia is saying, "Hello, I've been feeling down, don't know why." Well, I mean, you came in late, but I was talking about the energy of everything that's happening, right? It's time for everybody to get back into their own spiritual discernment. Cynthia, you're probably disconnected from yourself in some way. That's all. You're probably somehow disconnected from yourself, and you just need to reconnect to yourself. So that's the dealio, you guys. That's this week's energy. That's the message for this week. Okay. Now, if nobody is asking for a reading, and again, the readings are donation based, you can super chat whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and close this for today. Not a problem. Oh wait, Sunflower just gave me a super chat. So here we go. Let me do a reading for you. Sunflower asks, "What can I do to feel more confident about finally moving out and living on my own? I have a lot of nerves about it." What you can do is you can stop. Yeah. You can stop being scared. Now, how do you stop being scared? By being scared. Oh, yes, the conundrum. Terrie, what the hell does that mean? It means when you give yourself permission to be scared, you no longer make yourself bad or wrong for being scared. And what happens is you neutralize the energy. So it's okay to be scared. It's like owning your fear. Just be like, yeah, I'm scared. And that's okay. And that's okay. As soon as you do that, they're saying you will neutralize. Now, if you know me, you know what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you to do heart tapping. And on my channel, I have a bunch of heart tapping meditations. Okay. So, oh, Misa or Melissa, I see you. I see you. I'll get to you in 1 second. I just want to finish with sunflower here. Your confidence will come from you accepting and leaning into the fear, because you're doing everything that needs to be done. Well, I should say, if you're doing everything that needs to be done, like, any contracts. Oh, it's Myra. Oh no, wait. Okay, great. Myra, my apologies. It looks like MLSA. Sorry, Myra, I'll be with you in a moment. I totally butchered your name. Yay me. Okay, so sunflower, like, make sure you dot your I's, cross your T's, just make sure you're prepared. Your preparedness will be fine. I feel like you're okay. You're doing everything fine. Your fear is like you're fighting your fear. It's like you're saying, like, I shouldn't be nervous. I shouldn't be scared. This is exciting. Yes, you could be fearful and exciting. You have to and this situation. Okay, and it. You can feel the way you feel and also feel another way. Okay, so to recap really quick, sunflower, what you need to do is you need to own your fear, own your nerves, and do it. So you have to be in action. Okay, sitting there, not being in action ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. You're gonna just give more fear and then you're gonna freeze. Okay. Hey, Dan, I see you. Give me one moment. All right, Myra, anything awesome to expect in March? Oh, I love your question. Yes, hold on. My heart just exploded in a really nice way. I want you to get back to me on this one, okay? Myra, so make sure you let me know how this works out. But I'm getting March 15th, 16th, 17th. I know that's so specific, but I'm going to give you that information. I feel like there's going to be some joyous event. So there will be other people. So it won't just be you. There'll be some joyous event. Now, there's a holiday around there, St. Patrick's Day. So I feel like mid-March for you, there's going to be some sort of event that just evokes, I see you smiling. It's almost as if, I'm not actually seeing this, but it's as if you're dancing and you're wearing almost like Mardi Gras, like, yeah, baby. I do feel that happening, that energy. It's just joy and fun. Now, what I want you to do afterwards is I want you to just sit there as long as you can in gratitude and just be like, thank you for that. Thank you for that joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I feel like the joy energy is what you need more of right now, which will actually help you. So yeah, mid-March, there's some sort of event. Something is going on. There's a bunch of other people around. There could be alcohol too. If you drink, it's you. If you don't drink, you're with people who drink. There's alcohol. It's just fun. It's like fun. Let's see. Random YT name generated hash. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, Dan, you are up. I have ideas of what I want to do in my next life. What I want to do in my next life, like your next life in this current life or your next life in your next life, like with a different human. But I've been quite confused as there's so many different things I enjoy. I'm going to assume your next life in this life because it's a bit interesting. Next in this current life. Got it. Okay. That's what I was going to do. I have no idea. Let's see. I'm getting heart explosions with you too, which is nice. There's joy. There is joy on deck for you as well, Dan. They're talking about going back to your childhood. Hold on. Revisiting something that brought you a lot of happiness and joy and celebration when you were a kid. You would do something. I don't know what it is. I'm going to give you an example. This is going to sound weird, but again, this is metaphor, right? I'm not all perfect. I'm not all knowing. I may not be exact or literal. So this is on you to sort of see how it resonates and how it connects. I'm seeing marionettes, right? I don't know if you used to love puppetry or if you ever went to puppet shows or marionettes, or even we can make it more broader. We can say like vaudeville or performance or art or stage, something along those lines. So I don't know if when you were a kid, you used to like to go to live shows or something like that. But the next step feels like you should do some sort of like theater or comedy, even basically something to get you out of your head. So whenever I see or hear or think, feel, sense, whatever, theater and getting out of the head, I always prescribe improv comedy or improv. It doesn't have to be funny, but just improv. So, Dan, I feel like you're stuck because you're stuck in your head. You're not actually getting out of your head. So, believe it or not, the next step is to get out of your head. And I feel like you could do improv. Now, with you, the way you operate, you might actually also have to reverse engineer because you're so cerebral and you're so intelligent, which is nice. All of us here are very cerebral, which is why we get ourselves into the overthinking loop, which causes us to be anxious and overwhelmed. And then we get stuck in the head, and then we got to clear that energy so that we can neutralize and see what the actual next step is. So this is actually a lesson. So the question that you're asking, they're saying, is a good lesson for you. The confusion is coming from the overwhelm because there are so many things. Chelsea, get out of there. My dog's being silly. That's the beautiful thing about you, is that I don't know if you have ADHD. If you do or don't, that's fine. But you're very interested. Hey, Sunflower, I see you. Just give me 1 second. That you are all over the place because your energy is scattered. So I'm going to say to collect your energy so that you can know the next step after the next step, because the next step is to do something that you used to do as a kid that had to deal with performance or performing or being in front of people. I would say go do improv because that gets you out of your head. When we're out of our head, it means our heart is a lot more open. The truth and discernment lives in the heart. So I do think you need something about performance art, or that's the direction, theater, something like that. Okay, Dan? If it doesn't resonate, don't take that information. Again, I want to tell you, I am not all perfect. I am not all knowing. So there you go. Okay, Sunflower. Do you see me meeting the person I'm supposed to be with soon, or have I already met him? Ooh, all right. I don't think you've met him yet. I don't think you've met him yet. I don't know if you're going to like this answer. I'm just going to say it, but there's something about 1 to 2 years before you meet somebody who like really is influential. Really, Dan, I see you. Just 1 second. Really influential. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. And again, if you want me to be wrong, I want to be wrong because I want to be on your team. But I just don't see, it seems like there's still like your energetic alignment still needs some help to get aligned. So you're a bit out of alignment with your feminine energy, which to me just tells me that you would do really well with a person who has masculine energy. And that masculine energy can have a female or a male body. Of course, you have your own preferences, but I'm talking energy. And your core is feminine, but you're having a difficult time. It's almost like just to feel better, you're going to be the one to make the plans. You're going to be the one to offer to pay. So there's a misalignment with your energy, and I feel like you still quite haven't gotten that lesson yet. It's okay. No, nothing wrong, nothing bad, because we learn, we get wiser through knowledge and experience. So I don't see it happening for like another 1 to 2 years, but you can make that happen sooner by working on and understanding how you can manage feminine energy to draw in that partner who has that masculine energy, who is just going to take care of you, provide for you, make you feel so safe that you're just like, that you melt into their arms. So there is a mental, emotional, financial, physical, and spiritual aspect, and you just haven't found that person that can really make you have all of those. Okay, so don't get upset, and I could also be wrong. Okay, Sunflower says, "Yeah, that's what I want." Okay, great. Now that you know what you want, you can make it happen. But a lot of it feels like there's a misalignment in feminine energy. Now, I can help you with that, but that's aside. We can work together one on one, not a problem. But once you get that, I know it's like a 6-7 thing. Yeah, it's like a 6-7 thing. Like once you just kind of like get it all in alignment, like it just works out. So it's not bad, it's not good, it just is. Dan is saying, thank you. That really helps. I did try writing a book, but the trouble with me is I'm quite lazy. So I'll start something, then I don't want to finish it. Like you say, I overthink. Dan, that's just a response to the overwhelm and the anxiety. You just have to learn how to regulate that. That's it. Like you're not broken. Nothing's wrong with you. You're welcome, Sunflower. Nothing's wrong with you. You just don't know how to manage it. I can work with you separate one-on-one with that, but I can't, just like with Sunflower, I can't do that here right now. This is not the platform to do it. If that's something you're interested in, reach out to me. We can, work something out, but you're not broken. Like nothing's wrong. That's just how you're responding to the overthinking. You can at the very least get my book. It's like $9.99 on Amazon, right? Because there's some really great tips in there. That's a great place to start. You can start there. Lexi Hansen Sync 9222. Hello. Anything happening in my love life in the next couple of weeks? Ooh. 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 Yeah. So heads up, Buttercup, to everybody, not just see, a lot of the times the questions other people will ask might answer other people's questions. That's how the spirit world works, right? It's kind of cool like that. I do feel that there is activity, but it doesn't feel like it sticks. Ooh. So what do I mean by that? You're very desirable. So you have really great, you have great attractive energy. The maintenance is the hard part. The maintenance is the hard part. Again, you guys have to understand something. A lot of us, when we overthink things or we overanalyze things, is because we're super smart. So we have to own the fact that we're intelligent. So Dan, this also goes to you. Sunflower, this goes to you. Lexi, this goes to you. Myra, this goes to you. When we are intelligent, and it doesn't have to be book smart, you guys. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I know how to add and all that. I'm terrible with numbers, but I'm very intelligent. Where am I intelligent? In emotions. So a lot of us here are extremely emotionally intelligent. Like our EQ is off the charts. Like, pfft. So when we use our own, so Lexi, if you're using your own emotions and then you're super sensitive, which I'm pretty sure you are, and you absorb from other people, it compounds or it amplifies any positive or negative energy. And so you have this beautiful, wonderful, I wish I was more like you. I got to tell you, girl, you should teach a class on seduction. Okay. I feel like you're really great in drawing in. It's the managing, and it's the Dan, give me 1 second. I see you. It's the managing of the overthinking once they're there. So that's what I mean by not sticking. Okay, that's what I mean by not sticking. Like, you can get it, but the maintaining, that's where you need to learn. So yes, and there is activity happening in your love life in the next couple weeks. I would even go so far as to say the entire month of March, up, down, up, down, up, down. But in terms of something really sticking, there's still some more work that needs to be done. Again, no shame in the game. It's just, if you knew how to do it, you'd already be there, right? So it's just a matter of learning and then practicing. That's all. Dan, any messages my past loved ones want me to know? Well, I don't do, this is only psychic. I don't do mediumship, but you did super chat me. So I just want to set a boundary here. I'm not doing mediumship. I do mediumship private one-on-ones. I don't do them online here, but I will try. If you give me the name of one of a loved one, I can do my best to tap in, but I don't like to do mediumship in these environments because I don't feel it honors spirit well. This is a very fast, quick environment. So I feel like I'm like not giving them the respect that they need. So if you want to just, I'll tap into them psychically, but just heads up, Buttercup, no psychic, no mediumship. And there is a difference between psychic and mediumship. So Dan, if you want to give me one name of a loved one, I will psychically tap in because I can't give Grant. Okay. Oh, whoops, my thing. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't realize. That's okay. No worries, no worries. My granddad's name is Eddie. I was like, God, I hope he talks about a grandparent. Okay. Just because I started to feel something about a grandparent. Yeah. So a message from Granddad Eddie. Oh, he says to give yourself more credit than you give yourself. Or that's the information I'm getting. It's not a direct mediumship connection. I just want to be really clear because there is a difference, and I just want to give you some information. So that tells me that you have tendency to like beat yourself up a lot, make yourself wrong. It comes from shame. Usually shame stems from childhood. We're not going to go there right now. But he said, you need to start giving yourself more credit. He said, watch your life change. He's talking about watch your life change in a really positive way, because you have a tendency to dwell and hold on to the past. Do you understand this? Okay, Lexi's saying, thank you, that resonates for me. I can find connection, and then I'm skeptical of the other person's intentions, so I freeze up. Okay, so that's great information, Lexi. That means when it comes to romance, your coping skill is freeze. That's your survival mode. You go into freeze. That's great information, because now you know if that's your tendency. Now you know how you can work on personal development and how you can expand your world, and what the transformation is. So that's really great information. That's really good. So yeah, that's okay. It's just something you need to practice and get better at. That's all. And with the right support, you can. This is nothing so far, nothing that any of you guys have written about or talked about is not doable. It's totally doable to get further along. Remember, law of advancement. Sometimes we have to go backwards to spring forwards. It's a universal law. Okay. Okay, Dan. Are you going to get back to me? I don't know if you're going to get back to me, but that's the message. I can't even remember the entire message because it just flows right through me. But I remember something about don't be so hard on yourself. You'll have to go back and watch this. Don't be so hard on yourself. And don't dwell on the past, because as soon as you can let go and stop beating yourself up for a choice or decision, okay, practice self-forgiveness. Just practice self-forgiveness. You're going to be okay. Forgive myself for judging myself as. So do some heart tapping, right? Not like this. Oh, you can't say it. Not like this, like this. I forgive myself for judging myself as ... whatever it is. And just keep doing it over and over and over. Breathe into and out of the heart. Remember, we want to expand our heart. The heart will neutralize the anxiety, you guys. Then we are calm and collected, and now we can use our discernment. So when we get lost in the chatter, and I know that you mentioned that, we got to we got to reel ourselves in. Okay. Lexi saying the shadow work never ends. Girl, it never ends. Even when you've been doing it for years and years and years. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because we don't stay the same when we do the shadow work. So you have all this dense energy that's all the way down here, right? It's like rah, rah, rah. Molasses sticky. It's like slow. It's thick, right? So it's down here. So what happens is when you do the shadow work, you start bringing it to the top, right? And then it comes out. The light comes in and breaks down all that dense energy again because you leveled up your soul. And then guess what? This starts to make its way out. It's called soul evolution. And the soul needs the human to do that. So you're right. It's never ending. It is never ending. People think an awakening is like a one-time thing. I laugh. Lexi, how will I know when I met my long-term person? Your body is going to feel safe. You're not going to get the butterflies. The butterflies, you don't want butterflies. You don't want butterflies. You want to feel expansion, explosion, excitement here. Nothing, well, you can't really see, but nothing in the tummy, nothing in the throat, nothing in the head. You want to feel it here. That is the opening. That is the discernment factor. You're gonna know when your body feels good. Now, that could take time. It might also, Lexi, it might also feel boring. Because I get the impression that you like a bit of excitement that somehow magically turns toxic. You're not going to have the wobble. In other words, he's not going to, I'm assuming it's a he, my bad, but he's not going to make you question, is he dating me? Is he not dating me? Is he going to pick me up? Is he not going to pick me up? You're not going to have those questions. You'll have the information. He'll do things like, I'll pick you up at 7. We're going to go to either steak or seafood. And it's a really nice restaurant. So you'll know how to dress. You'll know basically what kind of meal you're going to eat. He'll pick up the tab. He'll just make you feel like you're being taken care of. Now, a lot of guys, it feels like a lot of the guys have started out that way with you. Again, you can draw in, but then something goes wonky and these guys are like, they just don't want to make any more effort, it feels like. And I think because what's happening is they're actually feminine men. Sorry. Yeah, they actually end up being feminine in energy, and your energy is feminine, and it's like nothing's going to go on, right? Or at least your core is. So again, you can bring them in, but then you start overthinking and you start going a little bit like more masculine at that point because you need to feel safe because they're not doing a good enough job of making you feel safe. They're putting you into like question mode, right? So you're just like, And your nervous system's really smart and really intelligent, and your heart is really smart and intelligent. Hey, Myra, give me 1 second. And you're really intelligent and you're emotionally intelligent. So you're like, something's off here, something's wrong, this ain't working, right? Thank you. Dan saying thank you. It's good to know my granddad sees my life changing. Yes, but it has to be with intentional effort. And I feel like, Dan, you let life happen to you instead of intentionally curating it. So yes, but your granddad is like stop hanging on to the past, which means you have to stop hanging on to the past. You're welcome, Lexi. Okay, Myra, what can I do to feel better during this hard time with this situation I'm dealing with at work with the heart? This is affecting both work and love. Any loving message from spirit regarding this? Yeah. Mm. So I don't remember who it was earlier. I think it might have been Sunflower, where I was like, lean into the discomfort of the nervousness. I'm going to tell you to lean. They're saying that you need to give into the hard situation. So like whatever you're feeling, whatever, it's just energy in motion, right? So whatever, it's like, don't fight it. So give yourself permission to be sad, to be upset, to be angry, to be scared, to be uncertain. And it feels like you're saying, I shouldn't be this way, or I need to change, or whatnot. Energetically, you're fighting it. You're not neutralizing it. I don't know if you're doing heart tapping, but I would definitely say get back to heart tapping. But I would also look at how you're judging yourself about being in this situation. What judgments are you putting on yourself? That you're stupid for getting yourself in a situation? Because you're not. What you are is experiential. So I forgive myself for judging myself as stupid for getting myself into this situation. You need to experience the situation to know, should I get out of it or should I stay in it? Or is it working or is it not working? So there's a level that you're experiencing that is not, you're not going deep into it. You're not doing the dark work. You're not doing the shadow work. You're because look, here's the truth, you guys. Here's the truth. Doing this work sucks ass. Being ugly honest with yourself sucks ass. Meeting your shadow sucks ass. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to BS you. It's painful. We've all experienced that pain. We have all experienced that pain. So we don't want to go back into that pain. And Myra, you went through a shit show a few years ago. So you're like protecting yourself from not going through that shit show again. But in that protection, you're not getting really honest with yourself, because the moment you get honest with yourself and you just say, I am going to go into this. I trim my hair every full moon and I don't think the side is equal. I just noticed that. Sorry. If you're not going into the depth of the pain, this is just, it's not going to go away. And I know you can do this because you've done it before. So what they're saying is there's also a lack of trust. So you can trust yourself to go there. But I'm not going to BS you. It's going to hurt and it's going to suck. But remember, it's that deep, dark stuff that's coming up, right? So you're in a level up. You need more clarity. They're also saying you need more clarity. So you need to be asking more questions. When you're not asking questions, you guys, you, me, we're so creative. Again, we're very intellectual. We're very cerebral. We're making shit up in our heads. We are making stories up that may not even be true. Myra is saying, I understand. Let it move through. Yeah. That the way you move energy through your body is by feeling, right? Also remembering, okay? Myra, remember, nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. There's the law of cycles. Change. Oh, shoot. I can't remember. Change. Oh, I can't remember. There's 3 of them. but it's like a season. So right now, this is the season you're in, right? Like we're still in winter. It's about to be spring, right? And so it doesn't always stay spring. It doesn't always stay winter, but we have to move through it, right? So I would say the way you get over it is to go through it, because you can't go around it. The more you try going around it, which is what you've been trying to do, it just takes longer. Like, aren't you sick and tired of this already? Lexi is saying, I know I'm an Aries, so I'm naturally more masculine, and finding a man to let me be feminine is challenging. I hear you. I'm a Leo. Same. But your core is feminine when it comes to romance. You can't, this is where it gets like, it's hard. Again, I can't be teaching you guys this stuff because we need time and we need space and all of that. But it's difficult for a feminine cored person to be feminine in, let's say, the workspace, right? You've got to be a go-getter. You have to be initiatory. You have to be slightly more aggressive. You have to initiate. That's work. That is the financial flow is like, this way. In love and romance, at least in the courting stages and the getting to know, until like you're married, because technically you're single until you're married, right? Technically you're single until you're married. There's a contract that says you're no longer single. So you are single up until both of you say I do, right? And that's an energy. It is an energy. So up until like there's a solidification in this union, it's going to primarily energetically for a relationship to work, to get to that point, you're primarily going to stay in your core energy. Now, once it's solidified and there's been more time, then you're going to switch, right? So there will be times you'll be more masculine with your man. Or if you're a man, there'll be times you'll be more feminine with your woman, and that's okay at that point. But until you get to that point, there's an energetic dance that needs to happen. Okay. Sunflower is saying, yes, I was going to say, I feel like my job disturbs my feminine energy. Yeah. So all you need to learn, you learn by practicing. First, you learn by getting the information. Then you learn by practicing. And practicing is the embodiment. I have to shut off work, and I have to now not take my work persona into relationships. I have to learn to separate. Simple in theory, not easy in practice, especially for modern day women. Okay. So again, I'm going to go and I'm going to say there's nothing wrong with you. You just don't know how to do these things. That's all. So what do? You learn how to do them. Great. But just because you learn how to do them doesn't mean you're going to actually make change in your life. Then you got to practice. You actually have to make an effort. You have to take action over and 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 over until it becomes a new behavior and just more natural. That's it. Simple in theory, not easy in practice, right? All right, you guys, I'm going to be signing off now. Thank you all for your support. Thanks for showing up. I should be here next Friday unless I get so many, messages like, oh, Friday mornings at 9:00 doesn't work. You can also always set up a one-on-one appointment with me, not a problem. And we can go like significantly deeper. And I have some workshops coming up. I am putting together a manifestation workshop. So for those of you who want to create a relationship, be on the lookout. If you're not on my mailing list, get on my mailing list because I will be notifying you of that. Also, right now, I am running a special $70 off a 30-minute online psychic reading. So your session will be $100 instead of $70. I don't know how long I'm running this, but for right now. So at the checkout, you would use code 70 for 30, I believe. But all the information is on my website. It's on my Instagram. It's all of that. Or reach out to me and just say, hey, Terrie, blah, 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 blah. I'll get you all the information. You can get right now a 30-minute online psychic reading with me for only $100. That's like really cool. Don't forget, I have a book, my book, which is on Amazon. The information is down below. Overcome Overthinking. It's going to help you. It's going to help you with tips, tricks. There's stories in there. It's a guide to help you learn how to navigate and manage your emotions. And then you can become more resilient, bounce back from all of the stress. Okay. All right, you guys, I will see you on the Instagram. I should see you next Friday at 9 a.m. here. If you would like to ask questions, tell your friends, tell your family, everybody, and just do not forget that you have so much power within you. You don't have to look outside to other spiritual teachers and spiritual gurus and put them on pedestals because they get knocked down. Everybody gets knocked down. All humans have a rise and then have a fall. Okay? So use your discernment. Use your experiences as your teachers. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.